Merab didn't just beat Petr Yan, he rewrote what a fighter's limits even mean, and the shocking part is every expert saw it coming before the cage door closed.
This is huge for Yan. Huge. Yan has been done dirty so many times in the UFC, this was epic. True. No! Yes! 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 Go on, Piotr. Just go.
Peter, congratulations. But I still want to come fight you. 2026, it's me and you, baby.
One of the toughest fighters that I've ever come across. And let's just say, Merab and I didn't get off on the right foot early on. I have nothing but respect for him and everything that he's accomplished. And yeah, and for Petr to come in and do what he did tonight. And I mean, the body shots and the head shots and the wrestling. I mean, it was an incredibly high level fight that was, you know, what a hell of a way to end the ESPN era.
Dude, that's crazy. This fight's legit over. Yan's clearly up. Yan still looks fresh too. Oblique kick. And he's looking for that body shot again. He's looking for that body shot. He might go upstairs with a head kick. Merab needs a finish in this 5th round. It is over, boys. Ooh, Yan almost eats a big shot. Good head kick from Yan. Yan shoots a takedown now. Don't get guillotine late. Takes down Merab emphatically. Holy shit, how good is Yan? It's gonna be 40. This could be 50-45. There's no way Merab thinks he won. He's like celebrating and talking. Dude, Merab's embarrassing himself talking to the crowd. What a fucking performance. How good is... They're not giving Merab a rematch. They're not giving Merab a rematch. It's going to be Umar Yan or O'Malley Yan. Yan whooped him like a dog, man. I don't know if... I hate to say it. I don't know if Merab deserves a rematch. He got whooped.
I am in the hospital with my brother Aljamain Sterling. And then my brother drinking his Funk Harbor rum. And I'm on the phone with my mother. Dedico. Quick, I'm English surat.
Holy smokes, there is a brand new UFC bantamweight champion. His name is Petr Yan. If you would have told me in March of 2023, after Merab Dvalishvili absolutely steamrolled, dominated, I mean, it was not even close. It was one-way traffic throughout. Remember that fight in Las Vegas, a fight night before Merab became champion? If you would have told me on that night that some 2.5 years later, they'd rematch and Petr Yan would fight Merab Dvalishvili the way in which he fought him tonight, and we'll get into it, but just to let you know what it was, in my opinion, it was 50-45 for Petr Yan. Now, the judges didn't necessarily agree. There were two 49-46s, one 48-47, which is absurd. I thought at worst it was a 49-46. It was a very fun, entertaining fight, but this was vintage Petr Yan. This was the Petr Yan who was wrecking fools in his first run as UFC bantamweight champion. And imagine 4.5 years ago, he makes the critical mistake. He hits Aljamain Sterling with the illegal knee. 3.5 years ago, he loses to Aljo in the rematch via submission. 2.5 years ago, he loses to Merab. Now here he is, once again, the man in the bantamweight division.
No! What? Oh my gosh! Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming, bro. Nobody. This fight was so overlooked. Petr Yan just shocked the world. I mean, Petr Yan just shocked the world. And the odds makers must have known. He's getting picked up and run around the octagon by his coach. Unbelievable. He's going to move to 20-5, and he takes down Merab, who seemed unstoppable. Was on the verge of becoming fighter of the year. Now who gets it? Oh my gosh, Petr Yan is the new bantamweight champ. Fight of his life here at UFC 323.
From last fight with Petr Yan, Merab become much better. Last fight with Corey Sandhagen show it wrestle all night, and it's a very big trouble for Petr Yan. He don't have good defense, but he have good arms. He can do TKO, but if it's not gonna be TKO, I think Merab gonna maul him.
Before the fight even happened, Umar Nurmagomedov already lived the chaos of Merab's pressure when he fought him, and he said something nobody understood at the time. Merab doesn't just tire you, he invades your thoughts, steals your timing, and forces tiny mistakes that turn into disasters over rounds. And unless Yan detonated an early knockout, the whole fight would drift into Merab's suffocating rhythm that nobody escapes. Umar believed Merab wasn't just consistent, he was evolving mid-career, becoming more dangerous each time out.
Speaking of his opponents with incredible striking, he's coming up against Petr Yan once again, the former champion. They've both leveled up since that first fight a couple of years ago. Do you see this matchup going any differently?
Okay, so there's always a puncher's chance in every fight.
Yeah.
Okay, him shooting at the same time, Petr decides to throw a knee. It could happen. It can happen in any fight against anyone. But let's take that tidbit out of the equation. I don't see it going any different. I think he's gotten defensively more sound with his striking. I think he's much more comfortable striking and mixing it in with the takedowns. And once he establishes takedowns, his striking's going to look better for it. And that's what he did against Sandhagen. That's what he did against all the other guys he's come across. It's just, I don't see where the avenue for victory is. You have to out Merab. And that is, he's special. Like I don't think there are two of him in the world, you know. He shot like north of 40 times in their first meeting. So I don't see where that avenue of victory lies for Petr. And he's a great fighter, don't get me wrong. I just don't know where he beats Merab.
Robert Whittaker took that further and broke it down like a cold surgeon, saying Merab's style wasn't chaos, it was refined brutality. His striking didn't look panicked anymore. It complemented his entries and forced hesitation just for half a second, but that half second is death when someone's trying to take you down 40 times in a fight. Whittaker didn't disrespect Yan, he simply couldn't picture a world where Yan outworked a machine. Instead, made the fight fascinating.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting when Petr Yan mentioned that if you look back at the fight, he didn't use his right hand, and I hadn't noticed until he mentioned it. So we might see a completely different fight. We may, you know, who knows? But I really love that matchup. I think it's going to be an action-packed fight. You know, I think it's going to be hard for Merab to cycle through the takedowns the way he did with Corey Sandhagen against Petr Yan, and I'm only saying that based on the fact that Petr Yan is a little bit shorter. And it's going to be harder for him to get in those hips at the same, you know, frequency as he did with someone who's much taller, you know, so it's going to be it's easier to get in on taller guys. And I think with Petr Yan, it might be a little bit harder. And if he was right and his hand was compromised the first time, you know, he might have a surprise for Merab. But, you know, I really think Merab is, he's been on fire and he's going to be hard to beat for anybody. And I can't wait to watch that fight.
Naoman Zahabi peeled back a layer everyone forgot. Yan barely used his right hand in their first match because it was compromised. That completely changed the way Zahabi viewed the rematch. A healthy Yan is a terrifying Yan. He pointed out how compact fighters like Yan create timing nightmares for wrestlers, unlike taller fighters like Sandhagen, whose hips are easier to grab. Suddenly, this rematch wasn't a replay, it was a tactical landmine, would stay open long.
I don't know if anybody has the answer for Merab yet, I'll be totally honest. His kind of unhinged and unbridled just ability to fully get after it and have a crazy gas tank, his wrestling abilities, he just poses such a threat that it would be very difficult for many people to shut that down. Now I know Petr Yan is a very talented fighter. He's got some of the dopest striking and boxing in the UFC. He has a fantastic ground game as well, so we'll see where his preparation is. If he can shut down the grappling, then sky's the limit. I think Corey Sandhagen did a really good job of that. He just wasn't able to recapitalize when he was on the feet. So it's always hard. You always kind of get excited that somebody may be able to take the crown, but I don't think anybody has figured out Merab quite yet.
Sean O'Malley brought up something most people completely missed. Merab wasn't just a pressure wrestler anymore. He was gaining striking confidence every fight. He nearly dropped Sandhagen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Merab wasn't elegant, but he was unpredictable. That meant Yan wasn't just defending takedowns. He was defending chaos.
The only way I see Yan beating him is Merab's getting confident in his hands. You know, he damn near knocked out Corey Sandhagen, but he's punching more. He did it with Umar too, where he was, you know, kind of throwing some more combos. And he did it with Corey. Peter's someone you got to be careful with, like keeping your chin up, because he'll capitalize. He's got such good counters. He's fast. He'll sit in the pocket. He'll trade. But Merab's just, I think his fight IQ is smarter than his regular IQ, and he's got a good fight IQ. So I think he's gonna go up. I don't think he's gonna necessarily sit and try to trade with him, but you never know.
So ultimately, you're leaning towards Merab unless he kind of falls in love with the striking and gets caught.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking.
I think he's the fighter of the year if he wins this fight. 4 title defenses in a calendar year is kind of crazy, right?
How could you not be? I mean, 100% fighter of the year. That's super impressive. It's insane.
Walter Walker zoomed out and said the rematch wasn't even the biggest story. He believed Merab had entered a zone where only a few champions could challenge him. He floated a dream matchup of Merab versus Pantoja, pressure versus pressure, suffocation versus suffocation, a stylistic fistfight fans would lose their minds over.
Yeah, this fight good, but I think Merab gonna win again. Merab right now on his level, I don't see nobody who gonna win him. For me, interesting if he fight with Pantoja, you know? Pantoja, the champion. I think it's gonna be interesting fight. I would like to watch Pantoja versus Merab. It's one fight, right?
Jamahal Hill didn't care about technical jargon, he cared about separation. He said Merab belonged in that rare group of champions like Topuria and Pantoja who don't just beat elite fighters, they make elite fighters look ordinary. For Hill, this rematch was going to prove the gap was wide and real.
Yeah, I'm going on Merab, bro. Merab is just operating on a different level right now. The one out of everybody, out of all the champions right now that are just operating at a different level above their weight classes, I'd have to say Merab has probably got the biggest gap between him and his competition. I don't know. I'd say it's a tie between him, Pantoja, and Topuria. The Georgian boys came up and got on, boy. I like Georgia. I need to go there. I'm gonna take a trip out. Love guys.
Finally, Carter's Prates boiled it down to the purest truth in MMA. Stamina. Most fighters break, Merab doesn't. He never slows down, never breathes heavy, never gives stillness. That alone changes fights in ways fans don't see. When someone refuses to fade, they become a nightmare you can't wake up from. Different kind of problem.
Bro, I think Merab, I don't watch too much, but I know he have a lot of cardio. And I think Merab is gonna.
So what do you make of this rematch? Did Merab prove the gap is real, or do you think Yan still has weapons left to surprise the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more MMA breakdowns that hit harder than a flying knee.